Down in the Den, so go tell a friend. The best podcast on earth's about to begin. We got jokes and news and movie reviews. After Dark NC-17 with the crew. Interviews with the best artists around. So like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe. The show's starting right now. Welcome to Down in the Den. It's your boy Marz, and welcome back to another episode of the #1 podcast for creatives on the World Wide Web. Joining me to chop it up in the den and talk about his new project, Rhapsody 2. I want y'all to give a big Den-mate welcome to the extremely talented Alie. How you doing today, brother?
What's going on, y'all? I'm good, man. How you?
Another day in paradise. Man, thank you so much for stopping into the den. I heard the project Rhapsody 2. It's fire. So I'm happy that you're here to talk about it and let the den mates and the friends of the den really get in the eye and get in the mind of Alie and know you a little bit better.
Yeah. All right.
So we always start every single episode with the same question. I'm a comic book nerd. I learned how to reading comic books. That was my thing. That is my thing. I've been to every Marvel movie. And one thing that is consistent, every hero has an origin story, be it a radioactive bug bite, maybe they're coming from a planet. And I feel creatives are our modern day superheroes. So I ask you, what's your origin story? Tell us where you're from, your influences, and how you found your passion to create music.
First and foremost, I was born in Sierra Leone, Freetown, Sierra Leone. That's West Africa. So, I was blessed with the opportunity, me and my mother, to come across the water when I was 19 months old. So that was about, I think, like 95 or whatever. So, got a chance to come over here, and I was so young that the culture, I just took in the culture. Like right now, I got to tell people that I'm from Africa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or argue with them, because when I tell them I'm from Africa, they're like, "Man, come on, get out of here." You know what I'm saying? So, but that being, I didn't know until I got older, being African and being from those, being grown up in that culture, it was very influential to me, like just my ear with music, you know what I'm saying? What I was forced to listen to growing up, you know what I mean? Like the Afrobeat now that everybody's listening to.
Hopping on that wave right now.
Yeah, we had to listen to that for, say we was driving from Ohio to Maryland. You had to listen to Afrobeat 6 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? That's what your mom is playing. If it's not reggae, it's Afrobeat. So like I grew up on that, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on that type of stuff. So, music was always big with my mother. It just wasn't rap music. Right. That, you know what I'm saying? So my love for music comes from my mother, but you know what I mean? I just found my own lane within music, but like Celine Dion, D.E.N rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my mom, PM Dawn.
What is it with the West? I have some West Indian blood, and I don't know what it is, but Celine Dion goes hard.
Man.
I don't know what it is. every person I know, any West Indian call, they're like, "Yo, my parents, they'll kill for Celine Dion." I'm like, "What are you talking?" But it's true. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, man. So
shout out to Celine.
Shout out to Celine Dion, man. She's a legend. So that's that's where my love for music came from. And then I think it was like 10th grade, man. Drake put out So Far Gone, and I was like, this is hard. This is hard. You know what I'm saying? All around that time, like, it was like I don't know, like some type of paradigm shift in the rap game, to where like the new artists, like at the time, was like Wiz, Currency, you know what I mean? Those type of people was coming in. Right. So like the influence was crazy. Kid Cudi, Nipsey Hussle, everybody, Drake, everybody was just really like stepping into their own. So like that was really the moment where I was like, I want to do this. You know what I mean? It took a while to get to where I am now, but that was when I was like, yeah, I loved it. The music is something that, and I think it was because Drake was on Degrassi before, you know what I'm saying? So I saw him in a different light. And then once he started rapping, I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't know how that affected me that way, but it did. So, that's really that, between my mother and that year of 10th grade. Yeah, I really fell in love with music and trying to attempt to make music.
Shout out to Drizzy Drake for inspiring. I have a bit of age on you. So, you know, when Drake came out, I was a grown man, you know,
Right.
and then I had a brother that was 10 years older than me. So my
Mm-hmm.
musical exposure is older than what I am.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
right. So, you know, I grew up listening to things I definitely should have been, you know, I'm listening to Eazy-E at like 5, which
Yeah. Right.
I shouldn't have been, but it's amazing to hear people like Drake who were like the youngins when I were growing up, and now how they've inspired this whole nother culture, and they're still on a run. So I love it, man. I love how you embrace that. So when you first started creating, walk me through that path when you said, okay, I'm going to try my hand at creating, because that's a hell of a step from appreciating it to actually
Um,
applying it and making it a craft.
I think also when I started like making the music, like I said, Drake made me want to make music, but like, you know, at the time his library, his discography wasn't that deep. So like, you know, I had a cousin, an older cousin. He was about 6, 7 years older than me too, and he gave me he used to give me like Joel Santana, the burnt burnt CDs
Burnt
back like
CDs.
1, 2. You know what I'm saying? He had the Diplomatic Immunity. You know what I mean? So I started digging into those crates, and you know what I mean, the high pitched samples, things like that. So I was really like trying to just find my way, to tell you the truth. Like I was just really trying to like I I did a verse on the Drake song. My first song I ever recorded, took it to my brother. I was like, man, I recorded this song. I was so happy, and I played it for him. He's like, bro, you stole his whole flow. I was like,
Do you
oh.
remember any of the bars? Please tell me you remember any of those bars.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not remember any of those bars from that
Oh,
song, man. But I played it for my brother, and I was so hyped. I was so excited. And he was just like, yeah. But I mean, I definitely got better because my brother's my manager now. So he one of my managers. So, you know, it's it took time. It took time. So like it was a very, I'm looking back at it, the process was grueling because
yeah.
it was a long time where like I would even be afraid to like my music after I recorded it, because like I know I'm gonna take it somewhere and somebody gonna tell me I sound like this, or somebody gonna tell me I need to fix this. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for me it was just life happening. You live in life. You know what I'm saying? And if you find a way to translate that into the music, that's when it really started making sense for me. You feel what I'm saying? As I got older, and you know, I started living life, like I got kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
engaged and stuff like that. So yeah,
You
but in the
have to have
beginning,
those experiences to find your musical identity.
definitely.
Because if not, that's why when everyone starts off, they sound like someone else, because they sound like someone that they admire, whose story may could be completely different,
Completely.
and it's not you. But you can't be better than someone else at being themselves, but you can
Right.
always be the best you. So I
Right.
understand
Definitely.
exactly where you're coming from.
Definitely.
So let's get right into the new project. Rap City 2 just came out last month. I checked out the project. I really, really dug it. It's 39 minutes of fire. Tell me about your experience making this project. It feels like a statement piece to me. Tell me a little bit about going into it.
I started making Rap City in 2015. Um, like songs like Highs and Lows, those songs are like older than my son. They're like 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? And those are the original vocals. You know what I mean? I didn't change. I didn't re-record. You know what I mean? So like, and I be telling people all the time, like my man's, and I'm like, that's what keeps me going, because like that means I'm able to make timeless music without thinking about it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I made that song in 2015, it most likely some people it would still sound like 2015, and you could tell. Like,
Sure. You
yeah,
can go through your old playlist and be like, what the hell was I on?
you know what I'm saying? Definitely. Like, I was able to make timeless music, but like, you know, along the line, I got life happened, man. I had to, like, you know, like I said, like get my money up, things like that. You know what I mean? I just had to do some growing. So like the process was just, I don't know, bro. It was very up and down. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm not working on Rhapsody, working on nothing for 6 months. And then there was a point where, like, a 3-month span where I worked on a whole project, a whole different project, had a whole different name. We finished it, and I listened to it one night, and I was like, you know what? It's not good enough. Shelved it. It's in my computer right now. It's like 10, 11 songs. And I decided I'm going to go back in and work on Rap City 2, and here we are today, 8, 9 months later, you know? So it was very up and down, and a headache, but I'm glad I got a chance to, you know, put it out to the world, and you know what I'm saying? I hope they appreciate it for what it is.
Well, I'm glad you were able to release that as well. As Nipsey says, the marathon continues. It's not the final place, it's the journey. So I'm sure the growth you got from this project is going to be worth all the grind and
Definitely.
hustle at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Now, it's a fine art when making a body of cohesive work and balancing features. And I think all of yours were very well placed. Tell me about some of the artists who you work with on this project, because you do have some very awesome features on the piece. Tell me about some of the artists you work with.
I got Music Mac on there. That's my man's. You know, we went to high school together. Very talented individual. And I got my man's Don Alte on there. He's very talented himself. You know what I mean? He got the Chocolate Girl single out right now. You know what I mean? And I have my man's Shet Carbo on there. He's a producer. You know what I mean? But he gets busy when it come down to rap. But you know, he's also my cousin. So I'm lucky enough to have him in my corner when it comes to like, cause he produced Highs and Lows. He produced Ford Nas. He produced Rap City 3. So like he has a lot of, he has a big hand in the project, and you know what I'm saying, how it came out. So, but those three are my base, you know what I mean? Like even in the future, like unless it's, I feel like unless it's like a big industry feature or something, that's gonna be my big core collaborators right there.
I love it. I love it. So I'm a journalist by nature. I went to school, talking off camera, I went to school for journalism and mass media. So we got to give the den mates a scoop. We know the project just dropped, but we know you're a grinder. So we know you're working on something. What's in the horizon for Alie? I know you're out there grinding, promoting, but what's next? What do you have lined up, or what are you planning to take over the rest of 2022 and beyond?
We're gearing up to shoot the Girl Ain't Mine video, and we have a couple more videos that's going to come out before summer, you know what I'm saying, before summer actually wraps up. And then right now I'm actually trying to work on my next project, man. I don't want to slow down. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, try to keep the train moving. So I've started working on my next project, and I hit the wall, you know, hit a little creative wall, but you know, with that type of stuff, I've learned that you just gotta leave it alone. Forget about it for a second, you know what I'm saying, and come back with fresh ear. So, you know, that's really what's in the works, other than actually just promoting and, you know what I mean, trying to do different things to, you know what I mean, get eyes on us. But I'm just back to work. You know what I mean? We don't, the job's not finished yet. So, you know, I'ma just, I look up to a lot of people that, like, you know, they got a lot of work. They got work to show for it. Because once they get on, and then now them 12 projects that they put out that nobody was listening to, now people are binging your music. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We're in a streaming age. Everything gets binged now. You're seeing everything. What's the name? So like, it reaches a point where you go ahead and work. Don't ever think working is not going to be necessary, because like once you get there, they're going to go back and listen. And it's going to be worth it. So that's just my mental right now. Just continue working. You know what I mean? Get something done, put it out. Get this video done, put it out. So, you know, I'm thinking about just doing the, like I said, Girl Ain't Mine next. And, you know what I mean? Me and the team going to figure out what the videos we're going to do after that. But yeah, just quietly working on this project, man, trying to see if I can pull a DMX and drop it in the fourth quarter or something.
I would love it. And it's all about 10,000 shots. You're absolutely right. I tell artists in the Den Mates community, it doesn't matter if the song's 20 years old, because we just saw Kate Bush have a song from 1983 go #1 because of Stranger Things.
Right.
Good timeless music is timeless music for a reason. You can put Frankie Beverly on right now,
right,
and you're going to get the same reaction. So if you're putting that grind in and putting in that quality, just release it. Doesn't matter, because it's going to catch on. So I love that mentality. I wish you nothing but the success that's coming to you. But I can't let you go just yet. It's been a blast speaking with you, learning about where you're from and your project. That's super dope. But the people tune in to the Den for one thing and one thing only. They want to see you get your Den Mate stamp. They want to see that in your passport. They want to see you join. And it's a simple initiation. We play a simple game. Shout out to the greatest to ever do it, Biggie Biggie. But as we always play around this time, a little game called If You Don't Know, Now You Know, baby, baby.
Yes,
My
yes,
favorite
yes,
game
sir.
in the world, and it's brought to you by the good folks over at Pod Debts. Get Pod Debts right now and save 10% by using the promo code D.E.N. That's THEDEN. Podcast is dope. I've been doing this for a long time, and one thing that I love is making these interviews fresh. And by making it fresh, I like having fresh ass questions. So with Pod Debts, we're going to ask some random questions to get into the mind of Ali. Some will be funny, some will be serious, some will be just plain stupid, but we're going to have a blast. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So your first category, I'm going to spin the wheel. It's conspiracy theorists. Are you a conspiracy theorist, brother? I know I am. I don't think
Loki, yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. I am definitely a conspiracy theorist.
Okay, yeah. So we are doing the conspiracy theory category. Okay, so this one might be a little spicy, but here we go.
Okay.
The people who believe the COVID-19 death toll is made up turn to that theory because they can't fathom that modern humans could still be susceptible to great plagues. In other words, they think it's no way in 2022 that we're about to have a black plague.
Right. Hello? You there?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. I think you faded out for just a second, but I can hear you now.
I'm here. So, what's the question?
So it was basically about COVID-19. Do you think the people that are disputing that it's real, do you think it's because they think we can't have another great plague that takes out like a huge percentage of the population, or you think they're just not realizing that this thing is a real thing and it really is still here?
I think, for real, some people, I really think it's an overload of information because like so many people got so many different types of conspiracies and so many information. It's just so much information. It's like, man, I don't know what to believe. So I'm just gonna say, no, it's not real, just to save myself. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance is bliss, just to save myself the stress of having to think about it. So I just think it's really just an overload of information. And those people who say that, those are just people who are just saying like, man, come on, man, that's not, you can't, man, forget about that. You know what I mean? But it's real. Like it's there in the world. Like you see people, you see what's going on. So, but like I said, overload of information, man. They're just scared. They don't know what to believe.
It's a lot. You're right. Fear is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
So this next category is Black America. And it's a perfect question. What does hip hop mean to you as it relates to the Black experience in America?
Hip hop to me is like a soundtrack. It's like your daily soundtrack to what you're doing, how you feeling. You know what I mean? Like just like when it's a Monday, you might go into work, you know what I mean, trying to play something that's going to get you a little uplifted, you know what I mean? But on Friday, you playing something that's like, you know what I mean? It's a different vibe. So like,
absolutely,
it's definitely a soundtrack to life. You know what I mean? We're making music that's like saving people, holding people out of, you know what I'm saying? Getting people out of dark times. You know what I mean? So it's just a soundtrack, honestly, especially to the Black experience. Because some songs, even some instruments from certain songs can trigger any kind of memory for anybody. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like it is.
Rappers, please stop putting police sirens in your music because it's triggering bad.
Man,
please stop that shit. We need to just start it today. We get it. We can get it. Just go whoop whoop. Don't put the police.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking behind. I'm driving around looking. It's looking crazy, man. Y'all gotta chill out.
Got to chill out with that. All right. So this next category is mental health, and I find that as super important. So, is mental health an important issue in your community, and if so, why?
Yeah, definitely important. It's a definitely important issue in my community because I think a lot of Black men, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, just Black people, therapy ain't something that we run into or we believe in usually. So then for the Black men, it's like, you know, since we don't believe in it, certain people don't think Black men are, you know what I'm saying? You grow up, especially most of us that grow up in a single mother home, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be a man up, you know what I mean? So all that extra, and plus, man, Africans too, like, you're depressed, but it's crazy you're depressed because you have a roof over your head and you're still breathing. That's crazy. It's impossible to be depressed. So like, you know, I think it's something very serious. It's something that like, you know, I just want everybody to know, like, if you got a problem, you know what I mean? Because not everybody's blessed like me to be because music for me is therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain amount of
it's an outlet.
Out release that I can get from the music. But like if you don't have that, you need to go talk to somebody. You know what I mean? So like, but not a lot of people are raised to understand that there are other outlets to go deal with that. You know what I mean? They end up taking it out on themselves or their loved ones. So I think it's a very important very important topic.
Absolutely. As a comedian, I wish I could give him credit for the joke. So forgive me, blame it on the head, not the heart. But he said a line that struck so well. He was like, I used to think I was the realest nigga out until I found out I was bipolar. Because he knew nothing about mental health. He just thought he was ready to go.
Yeah, I saw that.
Second, and he was like, no, it just was bipolar. So mental health is key. Shout out to everyone who's having any type of experience. Know that D.E.N supports you, Alie supports you, and there's help out there.
I do.
So the final question, and we're gonna get you that D.E.N mate stamp. This is this or that. We always have to end it with a little fun. What's a better movie, Karate Kid or Back to the Future, and why?
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna say Back to the Future, just because people have they have some type of affinity with at that time probably trying to see what the future was. So everybody had their own everybody had their own thought of what the future was. So like them seeing that and just the whole concept of the movie, the Air Mags was very monumental shoot. They get the, what I'm saying, they actually released them. So like I think Back to the Future was a great film.
I rock with you on that 100%. I know I had the Marty McFly orange vest, killing them. Don't tell nobody on the black Marty McFly. You know what I'm saying? So, brother, this was a absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us in the Den. Please let the people know where they can find you on social media, where they can find your music. Any shout outs you want to give, the floor is yours.
First and foremost, shout out to the team, man, DTR, the management. You know what I mean? They really you know what I'm saying, pushing the buttons behind the scenes and, getting it done, making my job easier when it comes to actually being an artist and, making music. So, if you wanna come want to make good music, come over to DTR, man. Artists, we're happy over here. Shout out to Don, shout out to Music Mac, everybody that helped me on the project. SK, that's Shek Cargbo, you know what I mean? Shout out to both my managers, John and Chris, you know what I mean? Just the whole team, just everybody that's over there. Just we're a whole team working together, and I really appreciate that culture over there. And you can find me on all streaming platforms, actually, everything. I'm everywhere. Just type in Alie, you know what I mean? You can find me on social media, Twitter, Don't Mind the Smoke, Instagram, Don't Mind the Smoke, Snapchat, Don't Mind the Smoke, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely there. Just go follow me. Just go listen to the music, you know what I mean? YouTube, Alie Vivo, actually, on YouTube. So just go see what you've been missing if you haven't seen it already, man. I appreciate any fan.
Please, I want y'all to follow. You know how we do. Put those red circles, tell them that you've seen them on Down in the Den. That stands for Marz. Smash the like button, subscribe. Check out all the music. It's fire. You know I'm batting 1,000. I don't recommend anything that's whack. That's just a part of my culture. So I'm giving it the full Down in the Den stamp. And that music will be added to the DITD radio playlist. So I want y'all to check it out. Run them streams up on YouTube. It'll be added to the playlist this afternoon. So I want you guys to check it out, run them up, tell him that you saw him on the Den and that you love what he's doing, that you support it. That's what we're all about. So Alie, brother, thank you again. It's been a pleasure. And for all the Den mates, as I end every episode the same way, peace, love, unity, and respect. Deuces.
Peace out. Appreciate you, brother.
Salute.